Tracy take today. Ryan and I will be previewing the Christmas Day matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Arizona Cardinals. But before we get into that, Ryan and I, we wanted to make a special shout out to everyone that helped us reach our goal of hitting 300 subscribers by the end of the year. Last we saw, it was at 300 subscribers. It's been going back and forth between 300 and 299, but we don't care. We will take it. It's been really exciting. Ryan and I, we've been doing this since the end of April. We've been doing recording since beginning of this year. And so, but to hit 300 subscribers on YouTube, we're really excited, and we're looking forward to creating more content for you guys out there, out in the YouTube universe. If you have not subscribed, we would love to help, because our next goal is probably going to be, well, just get as many as we can, obviously. But 400, I think, is very feasible, and potentially do that by the next draft. And I think that would be a pretty good goal to start. So if you have not subscribed already, please subscribe, hit that like button, comment on this video, let us know your thoughts on who's going to win this game. Share this with your Colts and Cardinals friends and fans. And Ryan, let's get into it. Big one today. Christmas Day. Christmas Day games are always fun because, one, it's Christmas, you're hanging out with your family, but also, if you look at the grand scheme of things, we are that much closer to the playoffs. These games, it's now or never for a lot of these teams. One of these teams that is in the now or never situation is going to be the Indianapolis Colts. They're currently the 5 seed in the AFC, and they are playing well. I mean, they have to be up there in the power rankings as one of the best teams. Like, they got to be in the top 10 in power rankings, because that run offense has been absolutely lethal. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that they have run for over 200 yards in 4 of their last 6 games, kind of during the stretch. So
that sounds about right.
The best run offense, I think, that's in the league, maybe outside of Philadelphia, who is also having a phenomenal season. But what do the Colts have to do to beat the Cardinals, who I think they're playing the Cardinals at the right time? They just have been struggling a little bit. What do the Colts need to do to come out victorious on Christmas Day and also on the road in Arizona?
They kind of just need to keep doing what they have been doing. I mean, running the football, playing power football, not beating themselves, which is something that they did early on in the season. Just making stupid turnovers and just putting themselves in bad positions. And they kind of have stopped that. One of the biggest things for me is how these two teams have played in the last 5 games. The Colts are 4-1 in the last 5 games. People don't realize that they had a terrible start. They started out 1-5. And the Cardinals are the complete opposite. They had a really good start. They started out, I think, 7-0. And they are now 2-3 in their last 5 games, losing a very poor game against Detroit. So I think one of the biggest things that the Colts have going in their favor is that they can run the football. And also, DeAndre Hopkins will not be playing in this game. And a lot of Arizona's weapons are slightly banged up. I know Zach Ertz, Rondale Moore, and I want to say James Conner were on the injury report.
James Conner, so he's dealing with a heel issue that I saw, which last I checked for running back is kind of important. Which is kind of a shame too, because James Conner's really kind of come into his own at Arizona. He kind of fizzled out in Pittsburgh, but I thought that he actually would be a good fit for this offense. He's having a good year. Him and Chase Edmonds is a great combo, and even when Chase Edmonds was out, James Conner came in and filled that void. And the Cardinals, they seem to be very inconsistent, even when they were 7-0 and they were winning earlier on in the year. I remember when we did talk about them, because we haven't talked about them in a while. They were like, they would win games, but they would start out shaky, and then they would just explode. The team that we expect them to be would then show up for like half the game. But the first half of the game, it was very hit or miss or anything like that. But as you said, the past couple of weeks, they just have not seemed to have been themselves. Losing to the Rams, I mean that's a given. The Rams played a great game that day. Sorry, not a given. That is plausible, just because the Rams on any given day, I think, can beat any of these teams. But losing to the Panthers is kind of Yeah. Losing to the Panthers is a head scratcher. Losing to the Detroit, not only losing to Detroit, but getting their ass stomped on has been very interesting.
Yeah.
Or was very interesting to see. You just kept waiting for Detroit to blow it and Arizona to come around, and they just could not figure it out. I wonder if that's going to be a sign of things to come, especially since DeAndre Hopkins is going to be out. Seems like a lot of the other weapons are out, and we'll have to go from there. But with the Colts, though, I think their recipe is going to be just feeding the ball to Jonathan Taylor. Just keep feeding it to him. This defense, this Arizona defense, isn't horrendous, but definitely have given up some high-scoring games as of late. And I think the Colts, just as you said, take care of the ball, come in with their game plan. I think they can honestly steal a win here out in Arizona and potentially make this AFC South division matchup a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, no, I know the Titans have a couple tough matchups coming up, including one next week against the Miami Dolphins, which could have wild card implications if the Colts turn it up and win out here. So I am really excited for this one. I think the Cardinals have a lot to prove and to get back on track, but the Colts, I mean, they need a win. If they lose, they are out of the AFC playoff for right now, and they'd have to win out and hope a few other things fall in their way because they did have such a shaky start. So I guess that kind of leads us into prediction time. So right now, the Colts are averaging 28.4 points a game, and the Cardinals are averaging 27 points a game. With that being said, I think this matchup is really, really even. I think both defenses are built similarly. They're stocky up front and weaker on the back end. So I guess to you, what do you think the final score is going to be in this one, and who do you have pulling it out?
I gotta be honest. I think having DeAndre Hopkins out is going to be it's going to have a major impact on how Arizona moves this ball, especially then if Zach Ertz is a little banged up. Rondale Moore, a guy that they're trying to turn into their gadget guy, is what it seems like, which is a smart idea. I think he can fit that role if he's banged up. AJ Green is a great receiver. He's not what he used to be. Christian Kirk is also a great receiver as well, but not at that DeAndre Hopkins level. This Colts defense is also above average as well. They're able to contain and keep most offenses at bay. We saw it with New England last week, and they kept them in check. This Colts offense has just been absolutely amazing. There's no reason why. There's no reason why they won't rush for at least 200 yards, which is going to open up the passing game. Carson Wentz, he doesn't really need to do much, but when he has needed to, I feel like he has performed well. I think the Colts are going to pull this one out on Christmas Day. I think that they're going to win. I think it's going to be a close one, but I will say I think it's going to be low scoring, only because I think both teams are going to be trying to run the ball a little bit more than expected, especially on the Arizona side. Well, not expected for the Colts, but expected on the Arizona side since DeAndre Hopkins is out. And they don't want the Colts pass pressure, I think, to get to Kyler Murray too much. So I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. I'm thinking somewhere in like the 21-17 range Colts.
Okay. See, I agree with you. I think this game is going to be a little bit lower scoring. I think the Colts are going to do actually kind of what they did to the Bills. But I want to make one point before I give my prediction. Over the last 5 games, the Colts have been one of the most turnover or have created some of the most turnovers of any team in the league. I'm pretty sure they're like number 3. Maybe after New England, they're number 1. But on top of that, they've only allowed an average of 17.4 points a game, and that is with giving up a 38 point performance to Tampa Bay a few weeks ago. So I really am high on the Colts. I think their linebacking group with Darius Leonard and Bobby Okereke is really solid. DeForest Buckner and Kwity Paye have that defensive line playing really, really well, and I think it's going to create a nightmare situation for a young quarterback and Kyler Murray missing his favorite weapon. With that being said, I think I'm going to take the Colts here. I'm going to say 27-20. I think that the Cardinals are going to be able to scheme up some situations where they'll be able to get guys in the open field, kind of like what New England did at the end there. But I think the Colts are going to continue to push towards the playoffs, and hey, they could win that division. They really could. I think it's within reach for them. So
they could. Tennessee is faltering. They're playing the tough 49ers team on this Thursday. We did a video about it. Go check it out. Shameless plug. And then, as you said, they're playing the Dolphins the next week. And then really they should. I think they're playing the Texans the last week of the season, I believe.
Yeah, week 18. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like they should win that game, but they lost to the Texans earlier in the year. So like it's not out of the realm of possibility. I believe Tennessee will still make it. But Indianapolis, though, I think if they win this game, I think they're in for sure. So many other teams beneath them have to play against each other. And so I think win this game, this like a win and you're in moment right here. And so it's going to be fun to watch. And I will say, Ryan, and just for all the Colts fans out there, it is Okereke. That's how Pat McAfee.
No,
that's how Pat McAfee said it when he drafted him. Bobby.
No, it's he came out in a press conference and said it's Okereke.
Oh well, shoot. Okay, well, never mind.
People have been pronouncing it wrong for years. It's Okereke.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It is a recent development, but yeah.
Okereke.
Yeah.
I think.
Okereke.
I think when I say I'll do something, I think I might say it that way. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But with that being said, horrible puns aside, I think that is going to do it for this episode of the Tracy Take. So if you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. And again, we really appreciate you guys making our Christmas wish come true of hitting 300 subscribers. Let us know who you think is going to win this game down in the comments, and we will see you guys next time.